Welcome to the TWA Hotel, and welcome to 1962. Here we are in the reimagined Aero Saarinen masterwork, the TWA Flight Center, in the heart of JFK Airport, in the heart of New York City. This is one of the most extraordinary buildings probably on Earth. It was built in 1962. It closed in 2001. We just brought this building back to life. It was TWA versus Pan Am for control of the skies. TWA was owned by Howard Hughes, the eccentric billionaire, and he built this as a cathedral to aviation. He wanted this to be the greatest airplane terminal you have ever walked through and that you have ever experienced. So here at TWA, we have 512 guest rooms and all of the modern amenities that you would expect in a hotel today, but with the ethos of 1962. We have a 200,000 square foot lobby, 6 restaurants, 5 bars, Howard Hughes office, Aero Saarinen's drafting table. We have a 1962 living room. We have a rooftop Infinity Edge pool. And we also have the 1958 Lockheed Constellation that is a cocktail bar. And all of this is available starting at $250 per night. So here we are in Aero Saarinen's masterpiece. We are in the centerpiece right next to the sunken lounge. So Aero Saarinen, as you know, designed the St. Louis Arch, very famously Dulles Airport. So you can see around us all of the penny tile. There's 6.2 million penny tiles throughout this building, over 200,000 square feet. They were all laid one thumb at a time. Aero Saarinen wanted to express the excitement of travel and the swooping nature of this building. It's originally designed to be a bird in flight, but as a building. So we named one of the hotel wings after Aero Saarinen and the other after Howard Hughes, who owned TWA at the time. Howard Hughes only spoke to Aero Saarinen one time. They talked for 5 minutes and said, "I want the greatest airplane terminal the world has ever seen, and I don't care how much it costs." This is 1962. This was not an easy building to build. Each one of these shells of 66,000 square feet was a 30-hour concrete pour. It took them 2 years just to do the board formwork to pour these shells. So we're here in the sunken lounge. Welcome to our living room. We're standing right up against these iconic window walls, and then we fashioned a runway out here on the tarmac. So it looks like our Lockheed Constellation is on the taxiway and about to take off to the east on runway 4 left and 22 right. Behind us we have the Solari Boards. They're made in Udine, Italy. It's the same company that made the split flap boards for this building in 1962. The guys who installed these boards for us, his grandpappy actually installed these boards for Aero Saarinen in 1962 when this building originally opened. So this is the famous Pope's room. After the long flight from Rome, Pope Paul VI and John Paul II needed a place to rest. So they came and sat here. They probably had a drink, where you can have a drink as well. And there's a nice halo effect here on the ceiling, which makes it a terrific Pope's room. So this is our iconic TWA uniform collection here. We've collected about 50 TWA uniforms throughout the years, starting with Don Loper here, Balmain, Dalton of America. Remember, back in the day, TWA and all the other air carriers competed on service, not on price. So that's very different from today's era. So part of the ways you competed were the quality of the Chateaubriand, the quality of the airplane terminal, the quality of the uniforms, and the overall sexiness and aesthetic of the uniforms. Here we have the Vulcan Clock. This has been here since the early 60s. It's original issue. So now we're over in the Paris Cafe. This is our John George restaurant. So we built this back to exactly as it was in 1962. With the curved seating arrangement here, the open kitchen, you can really get the swooping nature of the window wall nicely from this side of the building. So again, this is all Aero Saarinen designed furniture. This is the famous tulip table and the tulip chairs. To get rid of the slum of legs, Aero Saarinen designed a single center stalk to these tables and chairs, right? And it looks so elegant, it's so clean. Got rid of the slum of legs. All right, here we are in the swooping tubes, Aero Saarinen's iconic tubes. This is where Catch Me If You Can was filmed. So you all remember the scene when Tom Hanks catches up to Leo and he says, I got you, Frank. I got you. That happened right here in the Steven Spielberg movie, Catch Me If You Can. So here we are in Howard Hughes' office. Cheers to Howard for putting this amazing building together. This is where all the big work got done, right? Howard Hughes was a big aviator, and he bought TWA because he loved to fly. So he bought it from Jack Fry and invested heavily in TWA and made it one of the greatest carriers of all time. In the midst of that, he was producing movies like Hell's Angels and setting the transcontinental speed records at the controls of the aircraft. Welcome to the 1962 living room. We have our Etch-a-Sketch machine here on the table, Barbie Dreamhouse, which was created in 1962, along with James Bond. His first movie came out, it was Dr. No. Spider-Man came out in 1962. Kennedy was president. The Mets played their first game in 1962. John Glenn had just circled the Earth. The space race was on. It was an incredible period for America. So that's the ethos that we want to infect into the space here. So, cheers. Welcome to the linoleum-encrusted Eero Saarinen's drafting table. So this is where the plans for this building were designed. Eero Saarinen did this back in his Detroit days. And here we have a replica of everything in Eero Saarinen's office. So all of the original plans are in these drawers right here. And here's the drawing of the iconic Solari board. This was Eero Saarinen's pitch book to TWA at the time. So you can see the bird in flight. This is how he presented his first TWA designs. So if you're an architect, this is a pretty amazing place. So now that you've seen Eero Saarinen's drafting table in the 1962 living room, let's go see a suite so you can see what it's like to stay at TWA. Welcome to the Executive Runway View Suite. As you can see, we're right on the runway here. We have a Singapore A380 right next to us. So the most important part of any hotel stay is sleep. So we wanted you to have a great sleep here. So you can see there's a 787 pulling into the alley right there. Couldn't be more than 100 feet away from us, but you can't hear it because the glass is 5 inches thick. It's the second thickest curtain wall ever manufactured. The only thicker curtain wall is at the US Embassy in London. But we also have pitch black blackout shades here. So if you're sleeping during the middle of the day, if you're sleeping in the middle of the night, you don't hear anything and you don't see any light. So here we have our Life magazine, April 1962. Here we are, Campbell's Tomato Soup. This magazine was 20 cents in 1962. This guest room telephone is actually from 1962. We ordered this on eBay. It is the authentic rotary dial phone, but you can actually do your Chase banking online with this phone because it's a voice over IP phone right now. Quick story, the US area code system was actually invented in an Eero Saarinen designed building, Bell Labs in New Jersey. And the reason that United States is country code #1 is because we invented the system. Every room comes with its own sugar daddy, right? It's very important in a hotel room these days. And a small Etch-a-Sketch, some snow caps, and a big hunk. So every guest room comes with a can of Tab, totally artificial beverage. It's the first Diet Coke, came out in 1962. So after you finish your sugar daddy, I want to tell you a little bit about the art. They are all David Klein posters. These are actual travel posters from 1962. We have a collection of 50 of them. He was an iconic graphic artist in the 1950s and 1960s and did all of TWA's work. We wanted you to feel the ethos of 1962, but have all of the modern amenities from 2019. So you see we have the womb chair designed by Eero Saarinen, but it's very comfortable to sit in. We have the 1960s pole lamp. We have the 1960s rotary dial phone, but we also have a wireless phone charging station for your iPhone 8, 9, 10, 11, and your Samsung phone. So it has all of the amenities that you would expect in a modern hotel, but it has a historic vibe to it. That's the je ne sais quoi. Every suite comes with a stand-up shower. So the most annoying thing when you stay in a hotel is when you have to reach under the shower to test the temperature of the water. So we put the mixing valve here on the other side, so you can now test the water and the shower comes out on the other side. This whole vanity situation was designed after the Seagram's building, 375 Park Avenue, done by Mies van der Rohe, again another iconic mid-century modern architect. So all of the amenities that you want to have in a bathroom, including the largest hotel towels in America. Welcome to the TWA pool and observation deck. You can see the pool is heated to 102 degrees, 365. So it's a nice, cozy, warm all year round, and it's fabulous in the summertime. So the pool was designed after the Infinity Edge at the Hotel du Cap in Cap d'Antibes in France. Over the Infinity Edge is runway 4 left and 22 right. So there you have a jet coming in on 22 right. You have the Singapore Air A380 right here. So the pool has a seat on the edge of it, so you can sit there and watch the planes take off and land on runway 4 left and 22 right. So here we are, 1958 Lockheed Constellation. Connie, as we call her, is our cocktail bar that we parked right here as part of the project. Designed by Howard Hughes, this plane used to fly for TWA from 1958 to 1963. From 73 to 83, this plane ran drugs across South America. So now let's go back inside and have a delicious cocktail and check out the cockpit. All right, so where should we go today? Let's check our radar detector. All right, where should we go today? Let's go to Cuba. There we go, ready for takeoff. Make sure the hula dancers are good. So thanks for coming with us. We saw a lot of things today. Our incredible lobby with 200,000 square feet of space, our Infinity Edge pool, the Lockheed Constellation that's a cocktail bar, our big suites. We saw all the different fabulous components of TWA. So thanks for being here in 1962 with us, and we welcome you to the TWA Hotel. All of this can be yours starting at $250 a night.